that we beat it.
Okay.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evenings, dudes and dudettes. Most importantly, dudettes, because we have the queen of all dudettes in the house. And I'm telling you right now, I have been waiting. I have been so excited. I cooked up my whole house trying to get ready to be on the same as
It
this.
looks like you vacuumed.
I did. I'm a cleaner.
Yeah.
I lied. I didn't. So, ladies and gentlemen, dudes and dudettes, the winner of American Netflix Barbecue Showdown, we all fell in love with her, our favorite Southern Belle, Tina Kanan.
Hey, y'all. How's everybody?
You got the pearls on, right? We're rocking the pearls.
Yes.
Don't leave home without them. There we go.
That's right. Never leave home without them.
Oh.
It's like, your mom tells you, clean underwear and pearls when you go out.
You can get a lot done in life with those two things, can't you?
Yeah, I think you can. My mom's smart. And lipstick.
Well, she raised a smart woman, and she must have taught you a thing or two around the kitchen, or you taught her one of the two, because we all fell in love with how everything. We watched you during COVID. The show was unbelievable, but I've just outside of the show, Tina, I have enjoyed watching you on social media. You're continuing to grow. Your European blend looks absolutely phenomenal. We're going to be talking about that here because, so much has probably happened. Oh, there it is. Look at that.
There's a magic.
Hey, what is that? With the magic of television. So tell us about this here real quick. Doobie, bring that back up here for us. This is the European blend. This is a fairly new product here for you, correct? It's still pretty fresh.
Just about a month now.
How is everything going with it? Tell us about it.
Good. We sold out of our first batch of it. So now, we're all back in stock and rolling now. So y'all can go to my website and get some.
Yes.
Unless you live in Chattanooga, there's an Ace Hardware carrying it there. I'm hoping to branch out.
Is that the first store that's got it down in Chattanooga?
Yeah, first one.
So what's the goal? What's the goal for 2022? And with this, you got to
sell out again.
Sell 1 million bottles, realistic.
Yeah, sell 1 million or 1 billion. Yes.
1 million.
Yeah, whatever he said.
It could be 1 billion. Let's go for 1 billion.
That would be great. Because we donate profits to Meals on Wheels.
Oh, you do so much on that. I cannot wait to dive into this. But real quick, before we pull the European blend off here, why the European blend? You won America's Barbecue Showdown, and you were coming out with a blend, and it's the European blend.
It's not barbecue.
Yeah, it's not barbecue at all, but I'm sure it goes and is perfect on everything.
Yeah.
So why the European blend?
A couple reasons, but the ribs that I did on the show, the beef ribs that Kevin loves so much, I mixed this up because this is actually my recipe. I mixed it up and put it on the ribs where he said that, they said it wasn't traditional, but they loved it. And, that was the best beef rib he had ever had. Oh. So that was really cool. So, I decided, when I got back from the show, I didn't have a website, didn't have anything because I'm not skilled and I've learned so much, but I'm not so very skilled. And like you and I trying to log on to this, you see, we had a little trouble. But because I'm not technical, but
we're both good looking people, Tina, and we get through on that sometimes and we just figure out the technology as we go.
I'm doing it as I go. That's for sure. But I remember when I was in Europe going to school, when I walked into the stores there, like in France and all over Belgium, Holland, everywhere, there's spice shops, herb shops. And it's not herb as some people think, but people buy their loose seasonings, and it reminded me of I'd never been in anything like that. My family always went to Kroger and can we say that? A grocery store.
Yes. Hey.
Just bought it. So going there and actually seeing it, and they were processing it there and blending it there, and it reminds me of the smell of when I walked into there. I was like in awe. You know, I was going to culinary school. And
describe the spices you went with here. What should we expect when we try this European blend?
Oh, it's floral, some not sweet though. Just very aromatic. I mean, people think I'm kidding until they buy it, and I get messages all the time. People saying you're right. You can put it on potatoes, your chicken, and in your rice, and it's or whatever you're having, and it doesn't taste exactly the same in everything.
Oh, I bet that's.
Have you ever been to somebody's house that like loved oregano or whatever, and they put it in everything, and then your palate, that's all you can taste? It's like it picks up the nuances, like in shrimp, like a simple shrimp scampi. It is delicious in that, you know. And last night, you know, I had it on steak. I did a tri-tip. I think I just loaded that YouTube video on of using on tri-tip, and then I made buttermilk mashed potatoes and
were they
put
instant?
some in there, you know. So
were they instant potatoes, Tina?
Are you crazy?
Nothing. That was the one. Hey, just for the record, that was the one. You want to get her fired up, folks? Say she makes instant mashed potatoes.
No.
And she usually show up at your doorstep with a bottle of European blend and a skin of Redskin
and a bag of potatoes
that she can beat you with like a bar of soap.
Yes, that's exactly right. No instant potatoes. They're so easy to make. You don't have to. I mean, you have to stir instant potatoes. You know, I have to use those often at Meals on Wheels. I do know how to make them, so I have learned to doctor them to make them taste not like instant potatoes. But at home, I just boil a few potatoes. I drain it. I put buttermilk in mine because I like it. Butter and some of my seasoned coarse salt. And then I usually try to salt the water enough where I don't have to add more. Then because it's just two of us, I can take a fork and mash those babies up. I don't even need to mix them or rice them or anything.
There was, there's a backstory with this. If everyone's wondering why I'm making I did my first ever stuffed pork loin, and we were booking the show, getting everything together. She was showing me like her Meals on Wheels where she was like feeding the hungry and doing all this good for society, being the sweetheart that she is. And, you know, she must have had a rough day because she looked at my picture and knew immediately as much. She goes, instant mashed potatoes, ... all caps, N-O. And I was like, okay, well. So then I'm like, all right, I want to grill some potato. I never thrown any on the propane, just threw them out there while I was cooking, just kept them turning around. So I showed you, and she goes, those aren't pretty. I'm like, golly. I was like, what I got to do to win some potatoes over here? So, yeah.
You need a tater lesson here.
I'll take any lesson you want to give me, Tina. I swear. I will be. I don't listen very well, but I promise I will listen to that one.
Yeah, that's funny. You probably thought, oh my God, I'm going to interview this girl. And
I was excited. I was like, I love it. I love it when someone's like challenges me and hits me in the mouth. Like, what are you doing? Like, yeah.
Are you married? Then you're used to it.
What's that?
If you're married, then you're used to that, right?
Yes, she's my queen. She's the true queen Dudette. You know, you're a close second, but Alyssa, she's the queen of the head Dudette here. But no, she don't mind instant mashed potatoes. Neither do the kids. So that's why we pull them out sometimes in a pinch.
Well, kids don't know.
They do not. No, they do not. But after the Redskins, I did the Redskin cream cheese mashed potatoes with an SPG blend and some butter. And let's just say the kids were diving in. I don't know if the instant's going to work anymore.
Butter makes everything a little bit better.
So what we were talking about, Tina, butter does make everything better. That's your next T-shirt. You know, can we just all have a glass of sweet tea and a stick of butter? Like, you know, So let's talk about your Meals on Wheels here. Obviously, everyone's like, you know, we'll talk about the show, everybody. You're just going to have to tune in till the end till we talk about the stuff that everybody's wanting to know. Right now, we're going to talk about Tina, what Tina is, what she is without the show. Because, you know, everyone forgets. Tina was an OG in the barbecue circuit, still is. She takes home the trophy. Like, if I showed up and I saw you, I'd just be like, well, yep, what categories is she not in? So, I mean, you do a lot of the Meals on Wheels. You use your barbecue. How long have you been doing barbecue? I guess let's just start from the start here,
Yeah.
Tina. When did you get into
Well,
barbecue competition, and how did it evolve to charity?
yeah, well, it is connected, believe it or not. But I started competing in about the very end of 2009, first of 2010, uh, and I was watching Pit Masters, and I thought I could do that. and, and then I did, and did a contest in Lake Martin, Alabama. Had to buy a smoker on the way there practically, and a pop up tent because it was going to rain, and cooked it and won it.
So, did you like season that thing first? I mean, so you got a smoker, you seasoned it, then you won a competition on your first cook on it.
Yeah, well, I had one that I brought from home that was just, I don't even remember what brand it was, and but had to get another one because I did not think out the whole thing that you have to do all four meats. You know, I didn't think that through. But luckily, my cooking experience, my culinary background, you know, my timing is good. I can figure out, that type of thing. But funny to say that my husband types up all the timelines. I don't own a computer for one thing. And then he's like really good with numbers. Like, if you cook a GBA, an FBA, a KCBS, the timelines are different. What time you turn things in and all of that. So he's real good. He is so quick with numbers. He'll calculate out, okay, so there's, for instance, the Florida Barbecue Association has an hour between turn ins. So we have to move the whole timeline.
Okay. What's your favorite circuit then?
There's something good about all of them, but I would say I really like the GBA.
Okay.
And it's all pork. And Georgia's known for pork barbecue, so it makes sense. KCBS, you do brisket. FBA, you have an hour in between. That's really the only difference in that one. It's still four meats, but GBA is only three. So I like that. Pork loin, pork butts, pork ribs. Pork.
Pork. Yeah, you're like known for your pork. Like you have, and you use now. You're so good at doing whole pigs. Now that you do pigs and you do the Meals on Wheels, is the whole hog your favorite pork cook?
I have it in a way because it's very social. And I'm a social person. I like to have people over and that type of thing. I would say I never thought of it, in a way, yeah. Yeah. And I do a charity event in New Orleans where you cook a whole hog there. And the first time I cooked it, I think I was 18th out of, I don't know, 70 something teams. But it's all for charity for pediatric brain cancer. But so it's a huge social event because in New Orleans it's a very social city as a whole. So I really think the social aspect of it. I have to say nobody's ever asked me that way. I think I'd have to say yeah. Can't believe that. But I teach all classes here. I have
we're peeling back
studio
here, Tina. We're just going to get you thinking about all kinds of stuff you never thought about.
Oh no, I need an aspirin.
Yeah. Hey, now you do sound like my wife after talking to me for 12 minutes. Like I need an aspirin. So,
I need a Tylenol. No way.
So your Meals on Wheels. Tell us about the charity work that you're up to. If people don't follow you, follow her at Tina Kanan Cooks on Instagram and at Tina Kanan Cooks on YouTube, and she shares all these amazing things she's doing for her community. But tell us about what you've recently been up to, and you've been doing around the holidays. You were a rock star. You were just feeding everybody. I think the whole county of Georgia was getting some kind of pork of some kind from Tina.
It seemed like it. Meals on Wheels, we'll get back to like how that happened. My mom used to deliver for Meals on Wheels when I was growing up. So I was familiar with it. And then I started donating. I saw how much meat went to waste at a contest. So I started donating to Meals on Wheels. And there was a day I got an email from one of the directors and they said, hey, do you know anybody that could help us cook here? for the for the people that in need in our community. And I wrote back, "What about me?" And then my phone rang.
Yeah, yeah. They probably almost tripped over their fingers.
I think that was a Monday, and I started Thursday. And thing is, I really didn't have training or anything, which, I can cook for a lot of people, but, I didn't even realize that we had another freezer outside, which I just kind of was thrown in it, and I'm still there. I still donate meat.
That's awesome.
And then I also, matter of fact, the hogs that I cooked for New Year's, I had the meat from one of them I cooked and took all the meat in to our clients. Yeah. So nothing goes to waste.
Nothing.
No.
Is there anything?
And they love it.
Is there a better feeling in the world than helping someone or feeding someone that is hungry?
No, there's not. Honestly, and and Meals on Wheels of Coweta is it's elderly. For people who aren't familiar, Meals on Wheels, we feed homebound elderly. It's kind of a forgotten group of people. So if a lot of them, if they could just stay in their own home, they can't grocery shop, they can't cook for themselves. We try to keep everybody at home, and often that's the one thing that keeps them from having to go to a facility. And during COVID, it was unbelievable. I know it's still going on, but there were so many more people. And then the tornado that hit last year and tore downtown up here in Noonan. If you watch CNN, there was even more people. So it's a busy day in the kitchen there. That's for sure.
No,
we're a volunteer organization there. All of our drivers, everything are volunteer, directors, everything. So we operate on a slim budget, and we feed a lot of people. Hundreds a day. Yeah. And we're 100% donation driven. Zero government money.
If anybody wants to get involved, how do they do this?
If they want to personally message me, I'll make sure whatever they want to know is answered. You can, Facebook message me or Instagram or email me. I answer all my stuff myself. I don't have people.
That's why she is a Southern belle. Like she can't not be like mean and just ignore somebody. Like she's going to respond.
No, I'm going to respond even if somebody says something, that isn't so nice.
But how do you respond?
Oh no, I'm nice.
I believe it. Yeah, because you're just like, I'm Tina Kanan. I'm better than you.
No, you don't get anywhere. If you've got somebody that would take the time to write something nasty, they honestly feel that way. And, I just tell them, I'm sorry you feel that way.
Yeah. I mean, I've learned a long time ago, especially in the world that we're on here now in the social media world.
Mm-hmm.
Don't try to make everybody happy because you're wasting your time.
You're not going to do it. Yeah, you can't.
As long as your biggest supporters are still on your side, you don't need anything else, really.
Yeah.
I mean, we do have some comments coming in here, Tina. North Texas Barbecue Addict says, "Hey, Tina, my barbecue wife."
That must be Kanan.
Then some gentleman named Bobby Kanan says, "I like IBCA."
Oh, yes, that's my husband. Yes.
I figured there was a similarity there.
Yeah, IBCA now, that is where the judges actually are just the general public. They're not like KCBS, so yeah. And that you see that a lot in Texas, out in that area. But the judges are, so you kind of cook what you cook at home, because what I cook for competition is 100% different than what I cook at home. I think that would be great.
Would you rather eat a meal made at your own home or something made at a competition? I'm going to assume you're a home cook that likes home cooking.
Yeah, I'd rather competition, but I like my own. Yeah.
So since you pork all the time at competitions, what's your number two? When you're home and you're not doing pork, what's Tina's number two protein? All the time.
Steak.
Steak? What kind?
Ribeye would be my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Bone in ribeye.
Hey, that bone, that gives that extra flavor. It really does. I like a bone strip. A bone and strip is also delicious.
Yeah. That would be good. But I get matter of fact, I don't have any bone in ribeyes in my freezer. I was trying to think what I had. I just have some regular.
you need to snap your fingers at some of these mailed steak places. Be like, yo, I need something. Yeah, Wagyu skirt steak, please.
That would be good.
Wouldn't that be delicious?
Oh, you know what? I lied. There's another spinalis. I like that cap of ribeye.
Okay. I don't think I've had that. I don't have. That's new.
Oh.
What did you just do?
You need to, in a ribeye steak, the area that everybody eats first.
Yeah.
The edge. Yep. That is the spinalis. So they take, when they have the whole ribeye lined up, and they just cut that off the top. Often you'll find it in a pinwheel. I like it just the whole thing and cook it almost like flat, like you do a skirt steak or a flank.
Okay.
When I won World Food, that's what I cooked.
Let's talk about that. I mean, you've accomplished so much that sometimes it's easy to overlook. So congratulations on that. The World Food, was that before or after the Netflix show?
Oh, before.
I thought it was, but I didn't want to.
It was before, because I had a good run there, and then the last few years I haven't attended. I guess I'll go out on top.
Hey, 2022, Tina's back. Mark your calendar, she's coming back.
Now, I don't think I'm going to do World Food. I think I'm going to, concentrate on just my Meals on Wheels and my products, trying to grow my YouTube and teach people how to cook, And when you watch my YouTube, it's probably not as professional and polished as a lot of people, because I guess I don't mind that, because I want people to feel like you're standing in my kitchen and we're just talking like this. So I'm not real practiced. I mean, sometimes I will cut out, while I'm carrying something in the kitchen or whatever, but I want people to feel like if you came to my house, grab a spoon out of that drawer, let's cook, So I don't know if I really want it to be too fancy. I just want it to be informative.
All right. Okay. Well, hey, informative works, because I know I'm watching. Like you did, I forget what I just commented on it this morning. The one that was like the tip. I said, I appreciate the tip. Oh, you did a steak. It was a recent one.
Was it tri-tip? I did that last night.
Yeah, you did it, but it was like a little hack of I know what it was on the grill. Like your meat will tell you when it's ready.
Oh yeah. Use my grill grate. A lot of people don't know, like, when you turn meat, like when to. Not everybody knows. And they'll try to pick it up and it's stuck. If you just give it, like fish especially, just let it finish. You know what I'm saying? Just let it finish.
It'll crispen right up around them grates. That'll be So we're talking about World Foods now. Everyone really got to meet Tina Kanan on the start of COVID, the best timed barbecue show of all time. They released it right at the start when everything happened. It blew up. And you won, but tell us about that experience. I mean, and just how it came about, and just like, did you ever think it would be as big as it was? I think that's a fair question.
You know what? And I know I've said this on other interviews, but it's 100% truth. Since I didn't even know what streaming service, and still don't quite get it because I'm an old TV guide person. I did not know what Netflix even was. I had no idea, and I still don't have it, but I know now, because when I came back, the only people that knew I had left, of course, Meals on Wheels had to know, and is my family, and my mom and my sister was like, I won't say her exact language, but she was like, oh my God, and I had no idea. And my husband goes, like 60 million people watch that. And I'm like, that channel. I'm like, no. And I'm so glad that I didn't know, because I was flustered enough if it was.
And that
timelines were so short. I'm not a hot and fast cook. I'm like a 235. You know what I mean? So that was the biggest challenge, because that's usually the next question. And the other one is the same clothes. Why did we have the same clothes on for 21 days but filming?
I didn't even notice, but now I'm like, I'm reading. I didn't know. Everybody wore that same clothes the whole time.
It's like Gilligan's Island, Gilligan and the Skipper always wear the same thing. So.
That was a great show. I do know that show. It was one of my favorites. It was
Yeah.
It was a good one.
You'll have to go back and watch. I was on the Travel Channel a few years ago. You have to go back and watch that American Grilled.
Okay.
Ray Lampy was one of the judges. He's tough.
Is there an easy barbecue judge in those kinds of shows?
I think he's honestly tough because he's not so knowledgeable.
Okay.
I don't think it's like an acting thing,
Was Melissa awesome?
Yes. Yeah. Being a female in barbecue, and I'm not gonna like try to chicken barbecue thing, but it is different, sometimes they're
okay.
not accepted, and things like that. But so she was like an idol of mine. So I was a little flustered, to be able to get any tips and stuff, because there are some times that there's conversation that's not on camera.
Yeah.
So I was like really flustered, and especially like with the caveman style. It made me look like I don't know what I'm doing. But when she said there better not be a piece of ash on it or whatever, that's what freaked me out. It didn't freak me out putting it on there. I just thought, she's tough. You know what I mean? And if she said that, I better not, But luckily, it was fine.
Well, I said we got a surprise for you, Tina. So we met a lot of beautiful characters on the show, American Netflix Showdown and Barbecue Showdown, and one of them was recently on the show.
So she's coming on Sunday. We're going to take a.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
So she's coming on Sunday. We're going to take a clip of this and we're going to surprise her because I don't think she even knows that I'm interviewing you tonight, 2 days before her. So, all right, Miss Tina. Grubbs has the floor here. He's going to send you a very heartfelt message here.
Miss Tina, hey, long time no see, baby. But look, congratulations on winning the American Barbecue Showdown. And we've been in touch. We know what's happening. I love what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep feeding the needy people down there. And your webpage and all is awesome. You're doing a great job. Man, I miss you. I hope I get to cook with you soon.
Now. Oh,
did I do it? Did we surprise you?
Yes. I
Right.
stayed in touch with him. Out of everyone, he and Sylvie are the one I stay most in touch with. And what's funny? People don't know this. I actually knew them prior, both of them. I've competed against Sylvie in like the World Food Challenge, and there's another contest in Carolina. And Grubbs, and I love him. And they were, I think, very hard on him. I really didn't think anything was wrong with the sausage. I love sausage. But he was my alternate on the Travel Channel show, American Grill. And we met back then. That was 2014. And we've kind of stayed in touch ever since. And he is, I don't know if he's watching or listening, but what you see is what you get. And I can't say that with everybody on the show. He is exactly what you see. And I honestly thought they were really hard on him. And if Melissa and them are watching, I'm sorry. It's just my opinion. Maybe because I really like him so much. But hey, what a great guy.
He had such a soft spot. He's been on here twice. And
has he?
He's confirmed everything. That was Friday. So that was just like literally 2 days ago. It worked out. You were always going to be this Sunday. He was supposed to go last Friday, but where he's at in Georgia is probably not too far from where you're at. It's out there. We had some internet issues, so we had to postpone it a week.
No, he's way north of me. Way north.
Yes, but probably.
And I'm like southwest, and he's probably. I bet you he may not even have power right now because it's really bad where he is.
We'll have to send him a message. I don't know. We'll have to check on his well-being. I know that he said he had a lot of sausage to smoke this weekend. We had a sponsor on Friday that gave him some new seasonings. So he was playing with some new seasonings, doing 3-pound batch of smoked and 3-pound batch of non-smoked sausage. So
he makes great sausage, just texture and everything.
He says he's slinging it behind the Coronas at the grocery stores, be bootleg style. So that sounds about like Grubbs, don't it?
Yeah, it does. Like what you see is what you get with him. He's not fake at all.
He said if I paid for it, he'd get a Dude Network tattoo in like the armpit of his arm. So I think.
Oh my Lord, he and his tattoos.
Tina, can we get that for you too? Can we get you?
No, I don't do tattoos. Sorry.
Okay, you look like you don't have any. So no, but hey, that show was awesome. He was awesome. And we do have a sponsor of this show before we keep talking about that. And you got a care package the other day.
I did.
And it's with our good friends Branch Barbecue, Branch Sauce here out of Ohio. They have a whole lineup here. We got down here on the bottom, it's the website. It's literally barbecue sauce and ranch mixed together with some other stuff. Branchero, it's got some chili pekins in it. And now this one here, Tina, the cherry peach barbecue sauce.
I haven't tried that one yet.
Oh, it's like a sweet and sour sauce, but barbecue.
Now I tried the mustard with some pretzels.
Yep, that's Cleveland. He is from the Cleveland area. Branch Barbecue's from the Cleveland area, and Fieldhouse mustard and brats is the most Cleveland thing that you can have. So. Oh,
okay.
So that's
when we get off, I think I have some brats in my freezer. Maybe I should get those out and grill them up well, it's not snowing right now. I'm looking out the window. So it was snowing and sleeting, and it rained all last night. We lost power for several hours here.
Oh, geez.
Mm-hmm.
What's nice is you always have a heat source with like your 8,000 square foot hog roaster you got in your back.
Yeah, I guess I could go light it up. With all the grills and smokers I have, yeah.
You and Bobby can put up like a couple tinfoil walls and just sit back out there and sleep out by the fire if it gets too cold.
Yeah, well, or turn on the generator.
So on the show, all kinds of challenges. And like you said, on the first episode, they gave what would normally be a 12-hour cook. They gave you 5.5 hours, and you went like, how am I going to do this?
Yeah, I thought I was done then, honestly.
Your body language definitely indicated that you also thought that you were done. You were not keeping that a secret. And Netflix did a good job of making everyone feel that you might be the one on the first week there. But was that the biggest challenge of that show for you, learning how to not go low and slow?
Yes.
To have to crank up the heat and keep your juices.
Yep, it was. And you know what? I used to be like, oh, I'll never do that. But, I have a few things I have done at home, hot and fast now. I still compete low and slow because I don't want to redo all of my timelines and all of that. I don't think I ever want to be a hot and fast cook. I just want to know how to do it. But it didn't suffer. I mean, I was like really surprised. With beef, not as much, because if you think about when you grill a steak, this temperature is always the same. 120 is always rare, 160 is well done. So no matter if you always cook by temperature with beef, it'll always be right. But I find with like pork butts, for instance, depending on the breed, they cook to different temperatures, anywhere from, like, I noticed, from 195 to 203, 204, depending on.
You would know the temps for every breed of pig on a pulled pork. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, dudes and dudettes, if you want to know what next level is, know what the difference between what a manganese hog butt would produce and just your regular barn hog would produce.
Exactly.
You want an encyclopedia, I'm talking to it.
But I mean, they cook differently, because the marbling and everything. But for instance, if you cook a brisket, if you cook like a choice, and then you cook a Wagyu or a well marbled prime, the Wagyu is going to get done much quicker than the choice, because it's marbled. Even if you look at the structure of the meat, it looks looser with the fat between it. You just have to render that fat. And we had really, really good briskets, and I lucked up with the one that I cooked was really, really marbled, and it was Wagyu from State River Farms. So I think that's part of why I did well on the brisket.
Yeah.
Now, but you know what? And I learned, they're listening to you all the time when you do a TV show. So I wanted to cook a pork butt, and I think I even told Groves, but I don't know if that was on camera. That was what I was going to cook, because that's kind of what I'm known for. And then I go in the cooler and there's not one in there. Now, mind you, you saw inside that refrigerator. I finally learned that there was a camera in there a few episodes later. They probably had to edit out some of my language, but I went in there specifically to get a pork butt because that's what I was going to cook. I was cutting the money muscle off or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? There wasn't one in there. So now what did I cook? Did I cook ribs?
I think you did pork belly.
Did I do pork? Okay.
You did pork belly because you were like already behind and you had to come up with something that you could do in like a few hours. So you went with the pork.
I can't, I only watched the show one time. So other people usually know more about it as far as what I cooked and when or what I did than I do. But I was very upset about that. That happened a couple times. Like I knew I had a certain kind of cheese in the refrigerator and then the next day it'd be gone. So I'm like, okay.
Oh, so the producers were always switching the ingredients around on you.
Yes. So y'all didn't even see that challenge, on top of, to get everything else going on. There's the same thing, or you go in the ingredient room like Grubbs, that killed him with the chocolate, that was in there. I don't know if maybe they switched. God forbid if they get, call me or whatever, because I'm not talking about the network, because part of it was a challenge. I don't know if because he had got some out of this jar, like on the left or the right, and then went back and got more, and maybe it got switched, or they go in and freshen up. Maybe when they freshened it up, they just didn't put it in exactly the same place. I don't know, because every time you went in there, everything was freshened up.
Maybe they didn't even realize they did it. It was like an accidental challenge that they were just trying to keep fresh ingredients in there like every other
day. Yeah.
Interesting.
Could have been. But it was like that because you would go in and there would be a certain seasoning. And it wouldn't be there.
Okay.
The next time.
What was
or whatever.
Did you learn anything? Was there any kind of cooks in there? Was it the open, like throwing it on coals? What was the coolest thing you learned from the other barbecue pitmasters there on that show that you had no idea going into it?
Gosh, it's so long ago now because we filmed it and it didn't come out for a year. Patience of other people, and oh Lord, some I've never had cooked on a lang before.
Okay,
and I wish I had it. Now I wish I had one. I don't have one, but I think I learned like the fire management of a lang.
Okay,
I had never cooked on like a Traeger before. Until I was on there. I had never cooked on a barrel before, and I absolutely loved that barrel. I still don't have a barrel.
Hey, any sponsors looking for a good ambassador, Tina's business is available.
Yes, I'm available. But I loved cooking on that, and that I guess that's what I took away is a lot of cooking on different things and the different heat. So I was trying, you can't narrow it down. You have to really relive it. So probably using the different type of equipment and learning to do hot and fast. That would be what I took away from it.
Those are two good things. that hot and fast. now, if you have to do something in 5 hours, you can.
Yeah.
What's a more forgiving meat, pork or beef, in your opinion?
Pork.
Why do you think?
Well, brisket, for one, like I said, with the temperatures, it's at 120, it's always rare, 160, it's always well done, so it's less forgiving. You have to hit that mark. You got carryover temperature with it. So I think it's harder, honestly. Even beef ribs too, even though with those, you're basically cooking them well beyond well done. So it's that would be definitely the difference. I think somebody just asked a question.
Yeah, Chris Tarr, actually with Branch. Hello, Chris.
Oh.
What is your favorite side dish for barbecue and why? Great question.
Oh, God.
or a tough one, whatever we can take. Just take
Well, see, most people have baked beans.
Think about it.
No, macaroni and cheese and baked beans. Oh, that's two. Macaroni and cheese.
No, hey, you're allowed. Hey, I think you get 2 sides with every barbecue platter, so that's allowed.
Right.
That is right.
It would be baked beans and macaroni and cheese, which is nothing out there. I mean, I'm a French trained chef, so I can cook anything, but I like traditional barbecue with traditional side items.
So speaking of Branch, and you said mac and cheese, he swears that if you put this Branchero as your sauce in your mac and cheese, they call it Branchero mac and cheese.
Really?
If I'm lying, I'm dying. I ain't crying.
Okay. Well, I'm going to try that.
There we go.
And I did notice that it's not like barbecue sauce like I've ever tasted. It's more of almost like a dipping sauce. Is that okay to say that? I found it more like.
Well, and I did bring some show and tell here. I did a.
Tell him it's good in mashed potatoes.
Instant ones too.
No. No, the one you just held up.
Well, this is a steak quesadilla. I did a steak on a pink salt block earlier on the grill. Heated up 100. That was delicious. First time I did one of that. Shout out Pink Salt Wall. But I did a steak on there, but I did Mexican cheese, and then I did a drizzle of the Branch sauce on it. And it's like a Taco Bell steak quesadilla. So something nice and simple with your leftover steak. Strips, cheese, tortilla, folded up, Branchero or Branch, done.
That's good.
Yeah, just nice little.
Now I'm hungry.
You're welcome. I'll mail you some.
Okay. Delicious. I want some of that salt you were talking about too.
Ooh, the pink salt. Yeah, the salt block. That's the first time I did it. I'm telling you, that was delicious. I learned though, don't use any seasoning with salt in it when you cook on it.
Yeah, probably not. I wouldn't think so.
A lot of salt, but yeah, like a coarse pepper and like some onion flakes. I think that would be really, really good. So on you've been up to, like I said, a lot of really, really cool stuff here. We have some photos of some of your food. So I'm going to be the judge here. All right, Doobie, let's. Hey, by the way, Doobie's killing it on the board. We just need to give Doobie a shout out here. Doobie's crushing it. Ooh, what?
That's a Wagyu beef patty. I call them Hobo Dinners, and then I use some of my seasoning in it. And I stuffed some jalapenos with some cheese there.
Jalapenos with cheese in it. Now,
you wrap it in foil and put it on the grill. Let it roll.
You put that on your green egg? You are a big green egg? All right. So, man, Brussels sprouts. We got sliced carrots.
Oh, that's an open face sloppy Joe.
Is that Texas toast or is that sourdough?
Yes, it was garlic. It's like garlic toast. Yeah. And then those chips and stuff. See the garlic toast and those pickles. Those are fire and ice pickles. They're from Our House Barbecue. Have you had those?
What are they?
Our House Barbecue fire and ice pickles.
No, I don't.
Those are so good.
I'll hit you up. I'm going to need the link for that.
Yes, because it's delicious. That's a bunch of seafood. Yeah, that's seafood. European blend. You can use it with a lot of stuff. That's mahi and lobster tails.
That's heaven. That's not nothing but heaven. Let's just call it spade.
It was. I have to say it was. I had butter all over me.
Is there anything better than grilled lemon? That is my.
I love grilled citrus to accent with. Like if you grill off some oranges or tangerines, is delicious. Squeeze like when summertime gets here and you want to have a nice salad, you basically toast some nuts, put some fresh berries and maybe sliced nectarine and some butter lettuce, and then grill your citrus like tangerine and just drizzle over.
Oh my goodness! What's your favorite grilled fruit?
Probably oranges.
Really? That's one I haven't grilled. I have not grilled an orange.
Yeah. Or if you make a drink like a sweet tea that's spiked or something like that, grill off your citrus first, like your lemons.
Okay.
Or make you a margarita with grilled limes and oranges and use the juice. That's free. That's free.
Oh, Tina, you are. I'm about to go buy oranges because you just gave me like 8 million ideas.
That's simple. Makes a great margarita.
Cocktails on the Dude and Dudette Network. Let's just call. I mean, we'd like to drink some cocktails, so that sounds like some really high end bougie cocktails. So we have. So Alyssa says, "I just love her laugh. Seriously."
Oh,
look
that's
at you.
Sweet. Thank you.
You making people happy like always. You're just such a skill. And then Bobby Kanan, sloppy joes were awesome. He must be speaking from experience.
Yeah. He ate, I think, like 3 like that open faces.
Oh man,
I just had the one.
that looks so good. So
I
good.
want one now.
Yeah, I got about.
I made that with Wagyu from Six Brothers Beef out of Texas. I made it with ground Wagyu.
Oh,
yeah.
So, what was life? This is the one question I have for you. Going back to the show here, now that I have all these delicious cocktails, I know I need to make here because of you, and grilling oranges now. So you record the show, and then you wait for it to come out. So you're like, you win, and so behind the scenes, there was a lot of prizes that came with the show. How much of that kind of already got the ball rolling? Like, did they kind of start putting you on a pedestal? So when the show did come out, you were already kind of getting pushed a little bit? Or what was that like in that downtime, knowing that you won, but nobody, the 20 million people didn't know?
They just let us know it was going to air. I don't know. It was a short period of time, like just a couple weeks maybe, that it was going to air. And then I had to scramble to get somebody's code to watch it. But it's hard. I had to just put it out of my mind, because it's hard not to tell people, I mean, people ask me, but I didn't tell anybody. I honestly didn't. So I don't know. They scare you and make you sign all this paperwork. TV is scary. It's like
all the NDAs.
They're take my house. I don't know.
No, you can't mess around with them NDAs though. You just learn to just you don't even want to play with that. Their lawyers are a lot better than anything you can afford.
That's exactly right. So I kept it zipped. Now I can say I'm going to be on another network in the spring that has to do with food.
I guess we're going to have to stay tuned because I'm going to assume you're not going to drop any hints or anything, would you? Streaming or TV?
Yeah, y'all know, I just told you earlier I don't know nothing about streaming, so.
Oh, it's TV. We're going on TV, folks. Hey! Netflix is for losers. We're going to TV.
And it's on a network that's known for food.
Wonder what that is. Okay, I mean, I think that's saying what we don't need to divulge any more than that. If you can't put 2 and 2 together to come up with 4 on that one, folks, just send her a message. She'll respond.
Exactly. But so in that was last March that was filmed. So I guess it's an editing. I haven't heard. They just told me spring. So spring and could be anywhere from March to May. So
with COVID, all the stuff.
Who knows? And if more scare.
Everything in that industry is back burner, delayed.
Yeah, and it's all the people are union too, and they have much stricter rules that they operate on. Their editors and all that. So who really knows? I just know that I was told spring. So. Well, I'm excited about that. And then I have Hogs for a Cause in New Orleans. I'm going to April, and I've got some barbecue schools. I'm trying to find an app to where people can just book it online. Coming up, I have one on February 5th. Then I'm going to do another hog class in the spring. Hopefully with my friend, my barbecue husband there that wrote me from Texas. We're trying to put that together so he can come too and maybe do a brisket cook and while we're doing a hog cook, kind of teach a dual class, because Because when you do a hog class, it's 2 solid days of work, you know. And the hardest class is when I do the KCBS or the 4 meats and a hog. It's a lot of work, but you know, it's a lot of note taking for people.
Oh, I think I'm going to dabble in the KCBS this year with the companies. He has a whole team, and he's like, you can come out, and I'm like, I just want to experience one to see if it's like, I'm a competitive person, and I would really, really enjoy it just because.
You can come cook with me.
Okay, what are we doing? Invite?
My first one is March 5th.
Hey, we're live. You can't take it back if you're inviting.
My first one is March 5th. And then, you know, I haven't finished all my competition schedule because if you look at the KCBS paper, they all haven't been announced. So, you know, I'm kind of waiting on them to complete my schedule. But, you know, if I book a class.
There's 6 to 8 already announced in Ohio. Just throwing that out there.
I ain't coming to Ohio.
Okay, I'll come.
Too far.
I'll come. Hey, if I get to cook with you, I'm coming. Like I'm bringing the wife and the kids, and they'll hook us up with the vinegar to spray down the chicken or something. I don't know. We'll find something to do.
Run boxes.
Well, you heard it, Turks. I'm going to be a champion just because I'm just going to say Tina cooked it, and I was just there to help, like, wipe the sweat off her brow or something. But I'm still a champion nonetheless. I'll be your sweet tea guy. I'll be like, hey, you want some sweet tea?
That'd be good.
Hey,
with a grilled lemon, please.
Oh, I want to do a grilled orange there just for measure, just because.
You can do that. So I don't know if anybody else has any questions. If they don't, ask here live. You know, they can message me.
Yes,
and I want to make sure that they subscribe to my YouTube. I've learned now that I need to build my YouTube channel up. So y'all go and subscribe to Tina Kanan Cooks on YouTube.
Let's get you.
And then, you know, my website too is TinaCannonCooks.com. So I did everything Tina Kanan Cooks. So I don't have to remember a lot.
There we go.
I'm busy feeding the needy.
Hey, she's feeding babies. Like, leave her alone, folks. Leave her. Hey, one last question from the people here. Then I have one last question. I'm going to let you get back to enjoying the snowstorm and drinking some sweet tea. You know, drinking a bottle of Branch sauce here. What advice do you have for inexperienced barbecue cook just starting out? Nice and simple, nice question.
For competition or home cooks? Because it's different.
Someone's starting out. Someone that just bought a smoker. It's in their backyard, and they're like, what do I do?
Watch YouTube videos.
Watch Tina Kanan Cooks at YouTube.
Well, you know, I do more than barbecue on there. You know, I do all kinds of stuff. But I think watching videos, you know, or watching interviews like this with people that do it, so you can see that, you know, we're just the same as they are in their backyard. We're all the same. That's what's great about competition barbecue. You can be next door. You know, the team next door's. I've literally cooked against a team that was doctors on one side, lawyers on the other, morticians on the other. I mean, you know, and then there's me, charity cook, you know. So it really levels the playing field, you know. And that's another thing I like about the GBA too. It's not quite as expensive meats because it's pork versus beef too. And then, you know, connect up with somebody like me. So that would be good.
My advice is fail.
My husband just texted me, says, answer the question. Okay, Bobby, I'm going to answer the question. Watch YouTube videos.
My advice is set something on fire and learn from it. The more you burn, the quicker you learn.
Oh, I love that saying. That should be your t-shirt.
That's definitely a Dude Network type thing. I drank too much beer, it got burnt, start over. You know, like, I don't know, something like that. So final question. I know you do drink, you make some occasional cocktails.
Yes.
You know, this is the Dude Network. We do indulge in the occasional sippy. What is Tina Kanan's cocktail of choice before we let you go?
Pit punch.
What is that? You can't just throw a custom cocktail and just expect it to know, Tina.
Well, it's the same color as my barbecue rig, which is that kind of crazy golden yellow. So it's made with Sunny D, a little Grand Marnier, and pineapple vodka.
Ooh. Grand Marnier with pineapple vodka. Okay.
And Sunny Delight, Sunny D.
All right. Okay. You ever do any like cherry grenadine in that?
No. Then it would change the color. Remember Dudette's, we have a different way. We like, it's that color of my barbecue rig.
Oh.
Golden yellow. Yeah, it has to correlate.
Okay. All right. It's got to match the pearls. It's got to match the pearls. Is your cocktails are part of your accessory when you go? Is it an accessory?
It does match my trailer, so my barbecue rig. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Tina, I cannot begin to thank you for coming on here. I know I have had an absolute blast. I know this went probably well beyond what we both expected. That just means that we have to have you back on because we probably left a lot of stuff on the table.
It just means I'm squirrely and talking circles. That's what it is. My husband, I'm a politician. I didn't answer the question.
So it sounds like I'm coming down to Georgia to win some competitions with Tina.
Okay.
So more to come on that. Yay me. We made it. No. But Tina, I think also Grubbs had said something. He would love to do a show with you and him both on here. We could do like
I'd love to with him. I wish I could get him to come to my house.
Oh, I want to tell him like the only way we can make it work is if you get down to Tina's.
Yeah, he would like it.
Yeah. He can bring you some bootleg sausage. He'll just have to unbury it from the Corona section at the local market. So you'll have to watch it. It's a one of a kind. He's a one of a kind.
He definitely is.
No, and you are too, though, Tina. You and Grubbs epitomize what the barbecue community is. You're loving, you're sweet, you're willing to pass on all the information that you've worked real hard to gather onto the next generation so they don't have to work as hard as you did. It just goes to show you how unselfish you all truly are. And we're all happy to have you in the community. I know I'm happy to have you in my network, and I'm more than happy to learn the lessons of Tina Kanan. So dudes and dudettes, our first dudette, and it's going to be so hard to top this one, but we're going to try tomorrow with Gabby Cruz, our Cleveland Indians personality. But for right now, we have the queen of barbecue, the queen of the South, our Southern belle. Raise the roof once and all for Tina Kanan.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop. Party in the house. Okay, well, I'm done. That's it. We're